A record-breaking string of tropical systems in the Western Pacific from mid-October to mid-November 2024. And this is definitely a sign of warming sea surface temperatures, not only in the Pacific Ocean, but around the world, fueling up these storm systems even well into November, near the end of traditional tropical season. You can see there on satellite imagery, that was 4 back-to-back-to-back typhoons over the course of 2 weeks in the Philippines. Meanwhile, 6 typhoons, well actually 5 typhoons, 1 severe tropical storm neared Luzon in less than a month. With the first time ever, we had 4 actively named storm systems at the same time in the month of November, according to JMA. That's going back to the 1950s. This started with severe tropical storm Trami, which I'm going to talk about. Despite being a severe tropical storm, we're still counting this definitely on the list because this was the deadliest out of all of these storm systems. Super Typhoon Kongray, also known as Leon, followed that, as well as Super Typhoon Yingxing, known as Mars, Super Typhoon Toraji, known as Nika, Super Typhoon Usagi, known as Ophel, and Super Typhoon Manyi, also known as Pepito. Now, this is going to be a running theme. Each of these storms had 2 names. The international one and the local one by the Philippines. Basically, any storm that nears the Philippines, they get their own local name, and that kind of gives people an extra heads up saying, hey, there's a tropical system heading towards you. Trami, also known as Christine, made landfall on October 19th here in southeastern Luzon, specifically across the Bicol region. And despite the fact this is only a severe tropical storm, it brought heavy amounts of rainfall. And it goes back to my theory that the storms like this are even more dangerous than super typhoons, especially long tracking super typhoons where you get a lot of headway ahead of those storm systems and they get a lot of hype and warning and people take them much more serious. But with a tropical storm, not as many people take it quite as serious and they can still bring a heavy amount of rainfall, resulting in, well, whole towns being flooded due to this storm system. Meanwhile, Kongray, also known as Leon, followed in right behind this. Now, this one did not make landfall in the Philippines. It skirted the northeast coastline and even brought typhoon conditions to the Batanes Islands, that's those islands in the Luzon Strait just south of Taiwan, before it moved off towards Taiwan, impacting that island. And then we talk about Typhoon Yingxing, also known as Mars. Now, this is the beginning of our 4 back-to-back-to-back-to-back typhoons in just 2 weeks. This one skirted the north coastline of Luzon, impacting places like Santa Ana over towards Apari, bringing heavy rainfall there. Then that was followed by Typhoon Nika. This one made landfall into Aurora province. After traversing over the Sierra Madre Mountains, it brought heavy rainfall across the Cagayan Valley, which this is the start of a string of storm systems to impact that area, bringing heavy rain and causing the river to rise. Because right behind that one, we had Ophel landfall in the vicinity of northeastern Luzon, there into Cagayan, bringing heavy rainfall there as it traversed and headed off towards the west, basically impacting Ilocos Norte as well. Very similar track than 2 storms prior to that. And then behind that, we're wrapping up with Typhoon Pepito, also known as Manyi internationally. This made landfall as a Cat 5 super typhoon in Catanduanes before moving off towards the west and weakening and then re-intensifying again back to a super typhoon before it made landfall in Aurora province, just south of Casiguran, just north of Belair, bringing those super typhoon conditions, serious damage there before it moved and traversed across central Luzon, bringing heavy rainfall, really, once again, to the Cagayan area. The point is, back-to-back-to-back storm systems out here. Absolutely incredible. Over the course of just 2 weeks, we had 4 in less than a month, 6 of them nearing the Philippines with a range of impacts, each storm their own unique setup, but definitely just a sign of the times that this late in the season, where you're continuing not only to talk about 1, maybe 2 storms, but back-to-back potent super typhoons. As always, thanks for watching. If you like these updates, hit that like and subscribe button. And I think the number one thing, as we always say, friends, please stay safe out there.